Hare Krishna. Today we're going to discuss a very interesting story from the Mahabharata. Um, in this story, the story is a section where the Pandavas they were exiled to the forest, and uh, this was actually much before. This was during the time when the Pandavas were going to be burnt in the Lakshagraha, and the Pandavas were about to die, but somehow they escaped with the intelligence of Vidura and his timely help. And when the Pandavas were in the forest, they were somehow trying to save their lives. Bhima would carry all his brothers and his mother on his broad shoulders, and he would walk with them. Imagine what strength Bhima had. He would carry four of his brothers and his mother. Practically five people he was carrying on his shoulders and walking. And they spent many, many days like this, roaming around in the forest. And they did not want to be caught by anyone or seen by anyone, rather, because they wanted to show Duryodhana and his people that they are dead. So they would travel mostly in the nights, and in the daytime, they would be hiding somewhere. One particular day, they were very, very exhausted after so many hours of walking and traveling, and they all decided to take rest in one particular place in the forest. And as they were lying down to take rest, Bhima was guarding them. Bhima was very alert. At that point in time, somewhere close by was a man eating Rakshasa whose name was Hidimba. And Hidimba was, uh, he could smell long distances. Hidimba could smell human beings somewhere in the near distance. Hidimba sent his sister Hidimbi to go and hunt, and he told her that please get the human beings that are in the near vicinity, and we will together eat them up. So Hidimbi followed the instructions of her brother Hidimba and went and found the Pandavas sleeping. But what shocked her was Bhima was present there guarding his brothers and his mother. She had never seen anyone so handsome. She had never seen anyone looking so powerful. Hidimbi fell in love with Bhima at first sight. Immediately, Hidimbi transformed herself into a very beautiful girl and approached Bhima. Bhima was immediately at guard, and he wanted to protect his mother and his brothers. He asked her, "Who are you?" Hidimbi did not hide the truth. She revealed the truth as it is. She came in the form of a beautiful girl. She could have easily said that I am lost in the forest or anything like that. She could have lied. But she preferred to start a relationship on truth. She told Bhima that I am Hidimbi, the sister of Hidimba, the Rakshasa demon who eats human beings. My brother has sent me here to bring all of you all to him so that he can eat you all up. But the moment I saw you, Hidimbi said, I fell in love with you and I want to marry you. Please accept me. And she said, I will protect you. And it's very interesting that here is a woman who is assuring her, uh, her lover that I will protect you. And Bhima, he laughed. He said, what? You are going to protect me? He said, I can protect myself. And I can protect myself from hundreds of Rakshasas like Hidimba. And he boasted a little bit. His male ego was a little hurt that a female is assuring protection of him. Now, while Bhima and Hidimbi were having this conversation, Hidimba was getting restless, and in great anger, he rushed to that place to figure out what exactly is delaying his sister so much. He's feeling really hungry, and when he came and he saw Hidimbi in the form of this beautiful girl talking to Bhima, he realized this girl has completely lost her mind in love. And he went and started attacking Bhima. In fact, he attacked Hidimbi first, to teach her a lesson. And Bhima came in between them, and he told Hidimba that how dare you attack a woman in front of me? And Hidimba and Bhima started having a massive fight. The fight was so powerful that practically trees in the vicinity were being destroyed. The Pandavas and their mother got up and were shocked to see this massive fight between this Rakshasa, Hidimba, and Bhima. And as the night was progressing, the Hidimba was becoming more and more powerful. Arjun wanted to step in to help Bhima, but Bhima, he used all his powers and he grounded Hidimba and eventually killed him. When Hidimba was killed, the Pandavas and the mother were shocked to see that the sister of Hidimba, in the form of this beautiful girl, was still standing there. So Bhima and the Pandavas, they realized this is not a safe place to be in anymore, because Hidimba is killed, and Hidimba was not a normal Rakshasa; he was a very, very powerful Rakshasa. And if anyone comes to know that Hidimba is killed, they would know that Bhima has done this. So they wanted to leave from there immediately. And as they were leaving, they saw that this girl was following them. Kunti Maharani turned and looked at this girl and asked her, "What do you want?" And Hidimbi revealed the truth. She said, "I am in love with your son Bhima and I want to marry him. Please allow me to marry him and spend some time with him." Kunti Maharani, she looked at Bhima and she realized that he also had begun to like her. And then Kunti Maharani blessed the two of them that they can get married. And Bhima and Hidimbi got married together at that point in time. This story is very instructive at many levels. Of course, from an external level point of view, the story is a love story of a very unlikely love story between a Rakshasa woman and a Kshatriya man. But on another level, the story has a spiritual connotation and a spiritual perspective. The spiritual perspective of this story is that, like Hidimbi, all of us have two sides to ourselves. We have one side which is very fierce, and we have another side which is very soft. We have one side that is very selfish, and we have another side that is filled with love and affection. We have one side that is very cruel, and we have another side which is very compassionate. It depends on whom we associate with. Hidimbi, in the association of Hidimba, was always exhibiting her cruel side, her selfish side, her angry side, and her very, very inhuman side. But the little time that she spent with Bhima, not even a few minutes, literally a few seconds that she spent with Bhima, she realized that I have another side to myself. I want to love and be loved. I want to show affection. I want to show compassion. I want to show love. And suddenly Hidimbi realized something in her heart had transformed in the presence of Bhima. In the presence of great devotees, there are some aspects of ourselves that come out. We never ever know that we have the ability to love. We never know that we have the ability to be compassionate. We have the ability to be selfless and kind till we come across people who actually exhibit such qualities. And it is just so amazing that when we come across and associate with great devotees and we see compassion in their eyes, we see compassion in their dealings, we see compassion in their lifestyle, we suddenly realize this can also be a way of living. All our lives, we have come across only Hidimbas who are very, very selfish and very, very dominant and very, very controlling. And naturally, to safeguard ourselves from Hidimbas, we also act like that. We also act selfish. But when we come across at least one pure devotee in our lives, we suddenly realize, oh my God, this is a new way of looking at life. Yes, there is so much of bad people around us. Yes, this world is filled with selfish people, and this world is filled with exploitative people. But the presence of one great devotee is enough to convince you this world can also be lived with compassion. This world, this life can also be lived with kindness. And suddenly we experience a completely new way of looking at life and looking at living life. Let us all remember this story and try to understand uh, our own natures. We are all like Hidimbis at the threshold of our lives. We have lived very selfish lives and we have access to a selfless life. Selfishness and selflessness is a state of mind. It is a decision, it is a choice that we have to all make. We can choose to remain selfish just like we have always done all our lives. But we can also choose to become very loving and compassionate by seeing a great example. There are many subtle qualities that we may not have at this point in time, but how do you develop these subtle qualities like humility, love, compassion, kindness, empathy? How do we develop these subtle qualities? There are two ways to develop these subtle qualities. One is by observation. When you observe the great souls, the great devotees of the Lord, exhibiting great compassion, learning to, showing how to live life with compassion and kindness, we imbibe the quality in ourselves just by observing them. And second is by serving these great souls. When we serve these great souls, a little of their quality rubs onto us. A little of that quality comes into us. And then we will also suddenly be able to exhibit some kind of love, some kind of compassion, some kind of affection. Of course, we may not be able to exhibit to the extent that the great devotees are able to exhibit, but to a little extent, we also can become like them. So let us, meditate on this story and meditate on Hidimbi, who is just like us to a great extent, but she experienced such a great transformation in the association of Bhima. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.